Hello and welcome to youtube.com/VocTerGaming. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain, and we are here with the finals of VocTerGaming's UK Open number 1. We are on MLG's Metropolis, and first up we have our very valiant Protoss player. His name is Soul! And opposing him is Barcraft's own Blue Terran, Robbie G! So, interesting matchup. Soul, not a player I know that much about. I know he hangs around in the UK chat sometimes. That is pretty much it. He signed up for the tournament and I'm excited to see how well he does. Obviously he's got all the way here to the finals. These men are playing for a total of £35. The winner of this best of 5 series will take £25 in prize money. That is quite a bit for an online UK tournament. I think that's pretty exciting. The loser, of course, will only take £10. So there's quite a bit of difference as well. And this is some strange stuff here by Soul. Soul with some really weird control there. I think he was having some problems with either hotkeys or God knows what. That was horrendous. And will sit him behind. So, Soul, not a player I know much about. Robbie G, however, took part in both of the SC Forum Opens I ran. In the first one, he placed second, losing to Lemony Tang in the finals. But in the second one, he placed first, beating Pad in the finals in what was a brilliant TVZ. So, really, he's been in the finals before with a TVT. He's been in the finals before with a TVZ. And now he's in the finals with a TVP. TVP, not a matchup I know much about in terms of Robbie G. I don't know exactly where he's going to be going with that. Interesting that we had a finals TVP and a third place TVP as well. So no Zergs getting represented in the top 4 of the tournament. Sad times for Zerg, especially given how many of the UK players are actually Zerg right now. Again, information on the tournament. Go to teamliquid.net. You can see the write-ups for the VocTerGaming's UK Open number 1. We'll be back on hopefully December the 9th for the VocTerGaming UK Open number 2. Although bear in mind its name might be changed, as I believe, I have yet to fully confirm, but I believe I now have sponsorship from Manchester Barcraft itself. They will sponsor the prize money, and if they do, we'll be changing the name to the Manchester Barcraft, or the Manc Barcraft UK Open. Same tournament, same format, 32 players, except this time, of course, it will be seeded. The first one was random seeds. Now, the top 3 players, so Robbie G, Soul, and Sion, will get the 1, 2 and 3 seeds into this tournament, and everyone else will be seeded by league, just to ensure that we don't have anything ridiculous like we had in this tournament, with Masters going up against Masters and Plats getting Silvers and the like. It was I've had frustration expressed to me by a few of the players on that, so we are changing that. But anyway, keep your eyes peeled on teamliquid.net for more information. Probably around the 1st or 2nd week in December, sometime in the 7 days, say, before December 9th. So back into this game, we have double assimilators going down, we have both players expanding, we have Soul going up to 3 gates, and we have Robbie G with the double orbital command. A bunker to be safe. It just keeps you safe against any stalker harass, the really frustrating 3 stalker harass. And a robo now on the way for Soul. Just take a quick look at the unit carrying station. Yep, about the same in terms of unit production, of course. This command center went down a bit earlier, but it takes its time to morph to an orbital command, during which you cannot make SCVs. Robbie G now just going to push out on the map, take a little bit of map control, make sure perhaps there's no forward pylons, check the watchtowers. It's always good to have map control, especially in this match up where Terrans can do so many annoying 1 and 2 base plays, so the less your Protoss opponent knows about you, the better. Meanwhile, Soul is just working on pro production. He's getting gas up. I imagine he'll get an observer out first. Yep, there we see observer straight away. It really does pay to do that, guys. I don't know many good Protosses who aren't getting at least one observer out first. if not 2, especially against Terran. Scouting them is so handy, and of course it allows you to catch any drops coming. Robbie G now going to get a factory up off of 2 gas, and it'll be interesting to see what way he heads. I imagine we're going to see a typical Marine Marauder Medevac style out of Robbie. I don't expect to see anything apart from that. I don't expect mech after 2 barracks. If you build 2 barracks before transitioning into mech, you are a strange player, and you should probably feel bad. Reactor going down for Robbie G on the factory, so no Banshee play. Yeah, remembering that unit name. No Banshee play coming for him. I expect Sol to add 2 more gates and a forge fairly shortly. Robotics play going down, so he again wants to transition into Colossus play as quickly as possible. He is going to get an Immortal out as well, going very Zealot, Sentry, Immortal. Interesting. So perhaps one of these... I was going to say perhaps one of these Immortal Sentry timing pushes, but no, because Robotics Bay. Forge does go down. With this Colossus coming out, it will delay these 2 gateways, especially as he wants to produce Immortals in the meantime. That's some strange stuff for me. Not entirely sure on that Immortal. I mean, it does help against Marauders, but it's not a huge Marauder. I guess there are 7 Marauders out now, so yeah, it makes sense to get that 1 Immortal out. And with the Observer following it as well, he has seen all the Marauders. So yeah, gonna call it. That makes total sense for Sol. Already chrono boosting out +1 attack, interestingly, rather than +1 defense. And Robbie G is just going to come in. He's pulling SCVs. Robbie G is going for the kill. But the SCVs are behind the army, not entirely where they're supposed to be. Here we go. The army will stop, and the SCVs should come ahead of them now. You also want to send that factory in first to try and soak up any Stalker shots. As it is, there are no Stalkers. There are only sentries that can fire up, which we have 1 Colossus out now. So perhaps he will hold. Robbie G just going to push in here, bringing in the SCVs. They do suck up some Colossus shots and some Zealot hits. This is... oh, this looks good for Robbie G, though. He's got a good position. They were decent force fields. They've cut off about half of the army, but nearly all the Zealots are dead now. The sentries will die as their energy is expended, and that Colossus will die. The Immortal goes down, and I think we could already be seeing pretty close to the end of the game here. He will clear this up. But more is streaming in for Robbie G, and that Colossus dies. Now we see probes start to die, and the minute that happens, you know you are super far behind. Unfortunately, none of the upgrades for Sol finished. 2 gateways only just added very, very late in the day. We are already up to 18 workers killed for Robbie G. He, of course, lost quite a few of his own when he brought them down, but has now done so much economic damage to make it completely worthwhile. He's going to kill off these Zealots as well. Could have done with sniping the Robo Bay before, the Robo Facility before the Colossus comes out. As it is, Sol will hold this, but he is behind. At least I expect him to hold this. Wow, this is some nice stuff from Robbie G, doing as much damage as possible here. Marauders are good, who knew? So the robotics facility does stay alive, but right now Sol is going to have some problems. We have a 3rd command center already up for Robbie G, so he's getting 3 meals out at a time. He's going home with his army, doesn't feel the need to continue to press his attack. Took out a lot of sentries, that's a lot of wasted gas. +1 attack is now done, extended thermal lance is done, and Sol has 5 gates out, so he should hold pretty much anything else. It looks like Robbie G's just going to go in for another attack, and oh man, GG popping out from Sol. Sol is just done. He knows that it was going to be a hard road back. Almost half the supply, lost a ton of probes, down 10 workers, down a full base as well, and that is it. So Robbie G goes 1-0 up in the finals. He is 1 game closer right now to that £25. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with game number 2.